Hi, everyone. How are you guys? I hope you're having a really, really good evening. Um, I have to say that this is my first virtual camp and probably my second camp. I'm not a camper, but my son is in Boy Scouts, so I have to push myself a little bit. And I thought that this would be a great way to share one of my favorite things, which is telling stories. So, this story is it's based on something that my mom told me. Oh, and here's because I'm a storyteller, I'm a little extra. I have my magic wand for light, and I have my candle. Can't really see it because the stars are so bright. Um, but when I was little, my mom would tell me this lullaby song. We're Nigerian, so she would tell me this song about, and it's in Igbo and in English. But the song was basically about these fairies and this little girl who met these fairies. And because she was scared and didn't know what the fairies were, she ran away. And the fairies thought she was so rude. So because of that, they put a spell on her. And she grew up with no friends. And I remember thinking that story was funny as a kid and cute. But then as I got older, I was like, I wonder what was the origin of this story? Where did this come from? Why were these fairies at her house? So I made up this story, kind of a backstory of the poem that my mom shared with me. So I'm going to read it for you guys. A long time ago, I, Thea the Star, grew up in a beautiful garden with my beautiful mom and my beautiful home in the beautiful country of Nigeria. Now, I didn't have any siblings, and my mom could not afford to send me to school because back then you had to pay to go to school. So I would just sit in my room at night, wish upon a star that I would make friends. Every single night, I would hope and pray that the next day, somehow, some way, maybe some of those cute puppies that were in the pictures would show up and become my friends. Now, one morning I woke up and I heard some fluttering in our garden. It was just like the sound of leaves crunching. And I was so confused. I'm like, we don't have anything. It's just me and my parents. Who is in the garden? So I went out to the garden. First, I thought it was a bird. Because remember, I told you guys I don't camp that much. I'm not really outdoorsy. I'm trying to. I will be there. I thought it was a bird, but it wasn't. It looked like a cluster of black butterflies. That's what I thought it was. Then I got closer and I realized they weren't butterflies. They were actually fairies. And I was scared. Not only was I scared, but I thought fairies were supposed to be different colors, like pink and blue, like all the fairies you see on TV with blonde hair. And so I ran away. I ran away. I didn't know what else to do. I was just like Bianca and I just ran. I left. When I finally came back home, my mom was in tears. She had talked with the fairies, and because they were offended by my fear of beautiful black fairies, they said that the stars would never grant my wish, and I would grow up alone. Ah, I was so sad. Now, I did grow up, obviously, and because I started to learn how beautiful black is, I started wearing black every day. You can see I have black on right now. I color with the black crayons, even if it's a picture of a rainbow. I'm going to add black in there somehow. I write with black ink. I love writing, so I always have black ink. I know now that black is beautiful, and I hope the fairies know that too. But now that I have my own family, I hope all of my kids, and I'm a teacher, so I hope my students know that black is beautiful. So while I'm wearing black everywhere and celebrating the beauty of black, you guys won't believe what just happened. One day I was writing in my beautiful black journal with my beautiful black diamond pen, and I heard a knock on my door. Thought it was like an Amazon package or someone had left a note. And I saw a gift. It was like a jar of black paint. And the note on it said, from your friends, because we know that you know black is beautiful. And you are beautiful and you deserve to have beauty in your life. And I was like, oh, this is the sweetest thing ever. So I went over to my neighbor to say thank you, because that's what kind people do. And my neighbor thought the story was funny. She was laughing. She was hilarious. She was just thinking I was hilarious. I was making a joke. And I was like, what's so funny? She was like, I didn't give you that ink. I don't know where that came from. I didn't write the note. I didn't even see anybody. I don't know what you're talking about. And so we both laughed and laughed and laughed. And we are like, whoa, I wonder what this is. And, we used it, we painted together. And she invited me in. We had some tea and cookies and we talked and we found so many things in common. We both like crafting and she has some cute dogs. And guess what, y'all? I made a friend. I made a friend. And I realized that day when I see beauty, then I make beauty. When I am a friend, then I make a friend. So if you want to do something special, if you want something to happen, if you want to see it in nature, then you do it first and watch how the doors open up for you. And remember, if you meet a fairy, don't run away. They don't want to hurt you. They only want to play. In fact, tell them that I said hello.